It's windy as hell out here, so I'm going to get my ass kicked, but I do want to see what the effect of these mini CP blades are on Tic Tocs. Am I going to get a faster roll rate or a slower roll rate? My head's telling me slower, because it's smaller, if I can even stay up, but they're also lighter. Doesn't feel too sensible. It's not a lot worse, to be honest, so... Oh! It's all over the place. Do you know what? I think it might actually be better. It's a little hard to sort of tell. It's not, I mean it's bogging, but it's not bogging quite as bad. That wasn't me! This wasn't a great idea. Whoa! When you do it into the wind, it proper takes you down. So, I think this needs revisiting without the wind, but it's definitely worth it. There's some Tic Toc filters. Even both ways, in and out of the wind. No! That was full collective all the last 5 seconds. Right, I'm going to show you how to land it in the wind now. Okay, we're going to take... Whoa. Oh, by the way, if you want this... Whoa. If you want this model file for this, I'll put it in a link in the description. I'll put a link to the video that I've included it in the description below, because there's a description of what button does what, switch does what. So at the moment, whoa. I guess that's landed. The only thing that I've added that I haven't put down in the description that I'll link to is SWB is a timer reset. Like I've got 112 there. Okay, yeah, SWB. If you click that down and back up, it'll reset your timer to 330. It was a little bit less windy down here, but it's picking right up. Should be enough to test these blades anyway. Did I just go round the swing? Yeah, I think it's because they're light and a little small, but mainly light. They don't bog as much. They also don't load up as much power, so it's not quite as much pop when you first start. But you can hear it, it's not bogging. Well, not much. Still not enough agility to do sideways Tic Tocs. you have to use a lot more collectives than bigger helis to be able to do a Tic Toc. You can't just use aileron and a tiny amount of pitch, at which point it's just not got enough agility or grunt. I don't think the tail's quite as good with these smaller blades for some reason either. I mean, it's not terrible. Alright, we'll just have another quickie. Whoa! Now that was me trying to turn 45 degrees after a little Tic Toc to do an aileron one, which it doesn't really do anyway. Whoa! Nearly. Nearly lost it. I like the blades. Yeah, the tail definitely isn't quite as tight, but it doesn't load up much, so it's quite efficient to do fairly aggressive cyclic movements. So yes, the mini CP blades, they didn't fit in here perfectly. One of my screws wouldn't quite grab, presumably just because it's worn off on the edge more than the other one, but it's a tight fit. I actually needed to file down the root of the blade. Around the hole there's a little raised section either side. I needed to pretty much get rid of that, both sides, and I can still see that one's working its way out. So maybe some new M2 bolts would be a good idea for that, just a mil longer. So Tic Tocs, I like them, but it's still not the magic ticket for Tic Tocs.